Hi. This is going to be my sort of reaction, initial analysis for Big Metal Shoe. I think that's the next song. Yeah, that is the next song for the RWBY Volume 6 soundtrack. Just now realising how bright the lighting in my room is. I look a bit dead. That's fine. Anyway, let's get right to it. Oh! This is interesting. Oh, that's okay. This feels more familiar now. Okay, so it plays during the Cordovan versus RWBY. This feels very appropriate. This is just describing what's happening now. I love that. This is interesting. It's literally just describing what's happening, but angry and with fairy tale references. Oh. Nice. I'm not sure what I expected. I haven't heard of that phrase, to be honest, but I'm sure that is one. More and more sort of fairy tales and little folkloric sort of kind of cultural touchstones mentioned. Oh my god. I wonder how many I could count. What was that? ABCD, you can't see me. Nice. I do prefer the sort of raps in Yang songs. I feel they work better, but I'm into this. It's just, I feel like with the sort of Volume 6 being as great with the storytelling as it is, it doesn't need to rely on the music so hard. No. Don't go on to the next song yet. Yeah, like, I think with Volume 6 was really good at storytelling, so it didn't have to quite rely on getting so much through, you know, with the songs compared, like, for example, Red Love Roses Part 2 does more to develop RWBY's character than the first 4 or 5 volumes. And then you have Volume 6, where characters are sort of very developed. That isn't to hate on the early volumes, by the way. I liked the early volumes, or I wouldn't have watched this far. Volume 6 is significant growth. It's my favourite volume. And yeah, I just think this feels like it was made to complement what was already, like, happening. Which is generally, like, how soundtracks are sort of chosen or made anyway. So, in that regards, I am very happy. There's not so much to analyse here, apart from, you know, Rooster Teeth has grown and it's very cool. And basically, Team RWBY being like, yeah, Cordovan, we're gonna kick your ass. Which is extremely valid. And we have that really fun sort of angry, upbeat kind of music that RWBY is sort of known for. And so many references. And like, big metal shoes, obviously, like that's the, you know, sometimes people call like a base or some kind of facility like that, a shoe and that, but she's the old lady who lived in a shoe. Because, you know, people were debating about what Cordovan was based off of, but that's what comes to mind. You could argue that she's like the Queen of Hearts or something, but I feel like old lady that lives in a shoe is much more, with things like this, that's far more likely in my brain. I love all these sort of like words that are taken in multiple ways, like shoe, like the sort of facility in shoe, because she's the old lady that lives in the shoe. And you've got some heavy metal, and you've got like this sort of metal music playing, but obviously the mech suit. Oh god, so the old lady that lived in the shoe, Red Riding Hood, Snow White, Crater's Gonna Fall, that's that, was it Rockabye Baby or something? A lullaby was a cradle in the tree, which is actually quite terrifying. Puppet with a Heartbeat, Pinocchio. I'm on fire and I'm flying off the dope sheet. You're gonna wind up like that, Robin, at your last tweet. That feels like it's definitely referencing something, but I can't think of what it is. That might be quite old, or something that's not really told in my region. You know, the only Robin I can think of who's sort of related to that is Robin Hood. I can't think of, I don't know. if anyone's like knows what kind of thing that could be referencing, just like comment, because I cannot think of that story or whatever. You could argue that Heading for a Fall was Humpty Dumpty, but you could just say like it's kicking your ass kind of language. House made of, oh yeah, it is Humpty Dumpty, because no one's putting you back together again. It's Humpty Dumpty. And House Made of Straw, that's the three pigs and the wolf. You know, three little pigs. Break your bones with some stones and sticks. Relates to the pig one, but also like sticks and stones may break my bones. That kind of phrase. It's quite popular in a lot of cultures. And run as fast, just as fast as you can. Gingerbread Man. Better make a wish like a fisherman. I feel like that's another story that I don't know about. If you do know about that, comment. You know, like, I feel like I missed out on a couple of few stories, which is just And I always like finding out about that stuff anyway. I love folklore and stuff, so if anyone knows, just sort of hit me up, I suppose. And okay, so you've got Ashes, Glass Slippers. I think Cinder Fall before I think Cinderella, but it is Cinderella. Yes, very much Cinderella. Falling Down, Gonna Break Your Crown, that's Jack and Jill. Just Right, Porridge, that's Goldilocks and the Three Bears. The Swans and Children of Beauty. I don't know, you get some, there's like folkloric stories about swan maidens and stuff. It could be relating to that. You know, that kind of, there's a archetype in folklore of women that come from another place and take the guise of animals, and then they have some kind of thing which allows them to turn into that animal form that they naturally want to, which is, you know, if it's a selkie, it could be a seal skin, or for example, but Swan Maiden's one of the fairly common sort of archetypes for that, so it could be related to those stories, you know. That's the first thing that comes to mind with swans and beauty. Or it could be the ugly duckling. That's probably more likely, to be honest. Just realising that now, because it turns out to be a swan in the end. Although, like, ducks are cute, but whatever. And then, like, gonna get popped like a weasel or a tree, so pop goes the weasel, like that Jack in the Box song. The sky's gonna fall. That's that. Oh my God, was it Chicken Little? You'll be feeling the pain. You'd be great and terrible. If only if you had a brain, like the Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz. And there's the pop goes the weasel thing again. And that's Hickory Dickory. That's like the Hickory Dickory Dock nursery rhyme. Full victory, the tail. That says Three Blind Mice, so that's another like nursery rhyme thing. Better listen up, not saying it twice. Ring around the rosy. Well, that's another nursery rhyme. There's some more trash talk. It references this being a play, which kind of works, you know. Stories, song, nursery rhymes, and folkloric tales often told like that. Star went twinkle, 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 little star. Oh my God, how many references are there? I think my screen is frozen. And now it's gone black. I'm sure it's fine. I just wish this hadn't happened when I was recording. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Squeeze to a wrinkle. Bloody unseen, not Irish fiend. Those don't evoke anything specific in my brain. Maybe more trash talk. London Bridge is down. London Bridge falling down is another nursery rhyme. So's the wheels on the bus. And eeny, meeny, miny. Eeny, meeny, miny, miny. And then it says catch you by the toe. And stuff like that. That's that eeny, meeny, miny, mo sort of some people do to decide on something. And then A, B, C, D. Teaching the alphabet. So that's very much nursery rhyme focused. This rap is valid. I love A, B, C, D, you can't see me. Just because the pure simplicity of it. It makes me laugh. And then it repeats that bit. Yeah, this song doesn't seem to have like a huge symbolic meaning or character to reveal type thing, but I think that's fine. You know, like sometimes things can just be fun. And that song is very fun. You know, it works good for the fight scene. It's great tempo for it. It's made for the fight scene, you know. It makes perfect sense with everything. So, yeah, sort of, I hope you enjoyed this sort of reaction and not much in the way of analysis. I didn't actually count how many references there were in the end, but I'm sure I could tally it up if people really want, but yeah. Hope you enjoyed whatever this was and liked the song. I think it's pretty great, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, bye.